This is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNN Live, and we're here at the LD Micro Invitational 2017 in Bel Air, California. With me right now is Tom Chesterman from SenesTech, publicly traded company with the symbol SNES. Tom, welcome to SNN Live.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you on the program. So, for our audience, let's start with an overview of the company and then go from there.
Well, simply put, what we do is rat birth control. It's a simple thing. What we're trying to do, though, is we're trying to eliminate poisons from the environment. We're trying to come up with a safe and sustainable way of managing pest populations like rats.
So you probably get this reaction all the time. What? So let's take a step back. What's some of the history of the company? How did it start and then get to where it's currently at today?
Well, really, we've been trying to manage rats by poisoning them for decades, and it doesn't really work over the long haul.
Or by cats.
The issue is that they reproduce so fast that it isn't a viable strategy. I'll give you a good rat fact. If you take two rats, and a male and female, give them sufficient food, water, and shelter, over their 8-month lifespan, they will produce 15,000 offspring. You cannot poison them fast enough. So what you have to do is you have to come up with a reproduction solution, something that will allow you to turn off the reproduction. That's exactly what we've come up with, our product ContraPest.
So where was the science and technology developed?
Our two co-founders, Loretta Mayer and Cheryl Dyer, were working on female menopausal issues, postmenopausal research, and they had to come up with a menopausal mouse to do drug studies on. And they did that, and when they published the results, they were immediately contacted by people that said, well, if you can do that scientifically, if you can do that for rats, you can solve so many problems in the world right now. We lose 20 to 40% of our food to rats. They do $27 billion worth of damage. Please, take your technology, turn it into a product. Even the EPA came to us and said, we'd like to help you. Now, when the government says they're here to help, you sometimes are a little skeptical, but in this case, they really did. They helped us bring this product to the market.
So, when you took it to that next level, was there, who was the one truly demanding it? It sounds like, you're talking about EPA and all this stuff, but what was that impetus when they finally published that research? Where did you come in? How did that all come to be?
Well, I came in as the company was nearing the approval by the EPA, and the company asked me to help them go public and help them commercialize this product. But really, it goes back to the co-founders, Loretta Mayer and Cheryl Dyer. They are the people behind this technology and have behind the mission of the company.
So where's the company currently at today?
We are located in Flagstaff, Arizona. We just received EPA approval in last August. We began marketing our product in January. We are actually moving fairly slowly because it's such a new technology. We want our customers, our initial customers, to really understand the potential. And so we're working with a limited number of customers to deploy our product on their properties so that they can see that it works. Once it works, we deploy it throughout their properties. So while we don't have a lot of revenue right now, our customers have a potential for some very significant revenues.
So who are your target markets? And then following that, let's start with target markets and then I'll ask my other.
All right. Well, target markets are really anybody that has a rat problem. But if you really look at it further, you've got governments who are worried about infrastructure damage and public health, so subway systems, housing authorities. These are all places where they need the rat control but don't necessarily want poisons. And then you've got a whole bunch of businesses that can't use poison, don't want to use poison, like zoos, animal sanctuaries, organic farms, restaurants. These are all places where they have a problem. They don't necessarily want to admit they have a problem, but they need an alternative to poison that is safe and sustainable.
So what is the implementation strategy? How does that work?
Well, our product is deployed actually by a pest control operator. So take a commercial pest control operator, there's national ones and there are local ones. So when we actually go to a customer, we actually work with the pest control operator to service that customer. And our product comes out, it comes in a little fortress that only the rats can get into. And it's in a liquid form because rats love the liquid. And it's serviced, call it monthly, by the pest control operator. But all of the distribution is handled by the pest control operator. We're the supplier.
So the company first starting just in the U.S., or are you already looking global?
We're actually definitely looking globally, and in fact, some overseas locations are probably more attuned to a green product like this. Europe, for example. We haven't started operations overseas yet, but we do plan to. And there are some places overseas that have approached us and saying, we have a real problem and we have an urgent problem and we'd like you to come and talk to us about our problem. So we will be going international, yes.
Do you guys have a plan in place to show that it's working, and how does that?
Well, I guess the real question is, how do we know it works? And the first thing is, we have done, of course, laboratory studies, and it absolutely works. Any rat that consumes our product will not reproduce, period. But we've also done studies in the field. These are short studies in real live locations. So we did a study in the New York subway system where we showed over 12 weeks that we could reduce the population by 43%. And we did another study on a pig farm where we showed we could reduce the population by 33%. So we know it works. And I guess an obvious question is, well, how do you count them? There's a lot of different ways. There's tracking plates, there's trap outs, there's a lot of different cameras. So there's a lot of different ways that have been scientifically validated so that we know, we can state that, and the EPA agrees with us, it works.
And also, I have to know, have animal rights groups come to you and express their concern? You know, how do you deal with them?
Actually, the animal rights groups seem to be very supportive of us because we are a more humane approach. We don't kill, and that's important to a lot of animal rights groups. The other thing is that poisoning rats actually creates problems with the rest of the food chain. A predator might prey on the dead rat, and they in turn get poisoned. We avoid that. So what animal rights groups have talked to us have actually been very supportive of our business.
And where can our audience go and find more information about SenesTech?
We have our website, www.senestech.com.
My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm coming to you live on SNN Live, and we're here at the LD Micro Invitational 2017 in Bel Air, California. With me again is Tom Chesterman from SenesTech, publicly traded company with the symbol SNES. Tom, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much.